YouTube, it's Trinice and I'm coming to you guys to do a quick TTC video. Um, for all of you guys that don't know, I am trying to conceive baby number two. Been trying, basically, you can say ever since I had Miss London because I wasn't on any birth control. After having her, the doctor gave me the option, and I was like, no, thank you, please. Because for the simple fact, I tried so long for her and I wasn't on anything and I didn't fall pregnant. So I'm like, me and my husband had discussed and we've always known that we wanted a second baby. So we just said, if it happens sooner than later, then we'll deal with it. Um, we consider having kids a blessing, especially after everything that we have been through to get to the point where we are now. Even though our hands are full, we're dealing with a busy 8 month, going on 9 month old, um, which is the joy of our lives. I don't think we would know what to do with ourselves if we didn't have Miss London with her little sassy butt to keep us really, really busy. But yeah, so with us not being on any birth control, we have yet to fall pregnant. I actually went to my OB maybe 2 months ago and told him that we wanted to actively start trying to conceive. Before, after having London, of course, I wasn't doing any, you know, temping and any of that, fertility friend, nothing like that. I was occasionally doing OPKs to kind of see how my cycle, with my cycles come on their own, and they did for like the first 3 to 4 months after I had Miss London. My cycles were came on their own. I didn't have to take any Prevera, progesterone, prometrium, anything like this to make my cycle started. And shockingly, I was ovulating on my own. Every time that I felt like I was ovulating and I had these pains in my ovaries and uh, felt like really, really bloated in my pelvic region, I would take an OPK and it was positive. And I was like, wow. Even I noticed TMI after having her, like, I've never had great cervical mucus or cervical fluid or whatever you call it. But like I had a great abundance of cervical fluid around ovulation, and I was like, wow, I've never experienced anything like this before. It's kind of like my body just kicked in gear like that. And then when I actively start trying to conceive, then my cycle, the month after that, I went to my doctor telling him that I had been trying. We wasn't on any birth control. It hadn't happened. But I was keeping up when I ovulated and things of this sort. He put me on Clomid. Well, that month I didn't even get a chance to try to conceive because my cycle didn't start like it was supposed to. I took Prometrium, and after being off it maybe a week, my cycle still hadn't shown up. So I called my doctor and asked him, what I should do, and he prescribed me Prevera. And I told the nurse, I said, I don't want to take Prevera today and then my cycle try to start tomorrow or something. And surely enough, that's what it did. I mean, it didn't start that day because I told her I didn't want to start it that day. She called it into the pharmacy that day. I picked it up and I told her, well, I'm going to just wait and start it tomorrow if my cycle should not start today. Well, my cycle didn't start. The next morning I woke up, my Aunt Flo was not here, so I proceeded with taking a Prevera. Maybe about 1 o'clock that day, my cycle started to trying to come on. And I was like, oh my God, I wonder if this is going to screw my cycle up because I just took that Prevera this morning. My cycle tried to start. It was kind of heavy for a couple of hours. By the end of the night, it was gone. So I called the doctor's office back and asked them what I should do. And the doctor was like, with this being so iffy, we just need to cancel this cycle and not do anything. He did proceed with me. I requested for him to do a HSG to see what the status of my um, right fallopian tube is, because you guys know with Miss London, I had a heterotopic pregnancy, which meant I was pregnant in my tubes and in my uterus at the same time. And I had to be rushed to surgery for them to remove the other baby, my tube, and everything, because my tube had ruptured and I was having internal bleeding. So, um, was kind of concerned after being pregnant with her. Like, I'm wondering, with having a topic, like, could it have possibly damaged my other tube, or was my other tube even open? Um, because I didn't have a chance to get any of these things checked out after having my surgery to remove the topic, because of course I was still pregnant with Miss London. So I did have a test done. Oh my God, it was excruciating. That pain, whew, remind me of contractions all over again. I was like, oh my God, are you through? Are you through? Ooh. So, yeah, I had the test done. They flushed it out through my tubes. Doctor said my tube is open. Um, but never again, even for a lot of you ladies that may have the HSG, um, if you're trying to conceive and you have had the HSG and you still haven't conceived, it may be a good thing to have a laparoscopy, because to my knowledge, I did have a laparoscopy before I actually conceived Miss London. And now my doctor, my RE, has told me that there's a new test out that they can do, that they can actually look inside of the tube, because a lot of doctors just look to see if the dye passes through the tube. Um, and he was like, if you have any scar tissue inside the tube, dye may pass through the tube, but you may not know that you have scarring in the tube, which can lead to ectopic pregnancy. And now they have a new test that they can do, well, with you having to have surgery, of course, like a laparoscopy, where they go through your belly button and see, try to look at the inside of the tube to see if there is any damage to the tube. So, with that being said, me and my husband have just decided that if we should not fall pregnant within the next couple of months, because this semester, starting January the 10th, I will be back in school. Miss London will be starting daycare for the first time. And every day my heart's like, oh my God, can I trust somebody with my baby, with my heart? Um, I'm gonna try to put her in daycare like 2 weeks before I actually start school, a week or two before I start school, to kind of make sure that she's adjusting and things are going smoothly. So if I have to, I would just have to withdraw if daycare is not working out for her, because of course I'm not gonna leave my child in a compromising predicament. Um, where she feels uncomfortable. I know, the first couple of days she may cry a little bit, but if she's just crying all day and, I'm just seeing my child just, it's not working out and I'm feeling uneasy about it, I'm not going to leave her. Of course, the daycare that she's going to, I like the fact that they do have cameras where I can go online while I'm at school, or, you know, get on. Long as I have internet access, I have a code where I can go online and see what's going on in her classroom and view her and see what she's doing in her class. That kind of give me a peace of mind. Of course, there are some less expensive daycares, but with me being a first time mom and considering that I have been a primary caregiver for my child, even grandma has only kept her maybe 3 times since she's been born. So Miss London is basically mommy's baby. Unless her dad's at home, oh, she's a daddy's baby. When her dad is at home, she don't fool with me. But it's fine, because I'm trying to have me another baby. Might have me a little man or something. They say girls are close to their dads and boys are close to their moms. I know that to be true. Me and my nephew have a great, great, great bond. But Miss London, like, we have a great bond. I love her. It's fun shopping for her. Wouldn't trade her for anything in the world. But sister girl knows she has an attitude, and she is her daddy's child. She is his shadow when he comes home from work. Um, she even went to work with him. I said, I'm dropping you down there with the soldiers today. Since you like to fight, I'm gonna drop you off at. She went to work with daddy for, a couple of hours. I had something I had to do, and they were like, "Yeah, he can bring her for a little while." Um, I think the guys and everybody down there where my husband works, he's in the military. Like they like so love her. So it was like really really fun. Uh, my husband had a blast being able to have her at work for a couple of hours. Um, Anyhow, yes, for those of you ladies that have done IVF, me and my husband are looking at doing IVF, and we should not fall pregnant. Mainly because of the fact with the tubal thing, and I don't know what my chances are of having another topic, and the fact that we have been trying to conceive for nearly a year. Well, since I've had Miss London, we haven't been on any birth control. But by the time that she turns one, if we are not pregnant, we will be looking at doing in vitro. Another reason is because I am going back to school, and so with trying to do injectable cycles and things like this, it's probably not going to work out because I have so much more on my plate at this time, and I really don't have the time. I can't just take out of school every month to go to the doctor being monitored. I'd rather do it one time with doing in vitro, you know and try to schedule that around a time, maybe like spring break, or when we're out for the summer, and haven't decided whether I'm going to go to summer classes or not yet. But yeah, so that's another reason why I'm looking at in vitro, because it's kind of less time consuming, if you know what I mean. I hate to spend that money, and I am trying to conceive on my own, but I'm not gonna give up. Miss London showed me that the month that I didn't do anything was all ready and to do IVF. Bam, that's the month I got pregnant, and boy, what a blessing it was. So I know at the end of the day, it's all in God's hands, and I just have to be strong and pray and have faith in God that it's gonna happen. It happened once, it can happen again. I can't trust and believe in everything the doctors say, because they basically told me that I wouldn't be able to have a baby without doing in vitro, because I had did everything in the book, including having like 3 laparoscopies, Clomid, Femara, injectables, this test, that test, and to no avail, nothing worked. So it was the grace of God that when I didn't do anything, God just said it was time, and He blessed my womb, and it happened. So trying to stay positive and not let it get me down, even though it's kind of like frustrating that, oh wow, I thought maybe after conceiving her that the next time would be basically easy, especially since I wasn't on any birth control after I had her. Like, a lot of people say, you know, after you have a baby that you're really fertile, and wow, it hasn't happened yet. So I don't know, but I'm gonna have to definitely, for all of you ladies that have done in vitro, if you can send me, an inbox or anything, give me, kind of a heads up on what questions to ask my doctor this Tuesday, my RE that I'm going to see and talk to about the in vitro process. It would be greatly appreciated if you could tell me things, um, I should look out for when doing the in vitro cycle, that maybe will help my cycle be successful. Um, I'm open to any encouraging words on that. I'm praying for everybody that are trying for that big fat positive, trying to conceive. Those of you that are about to have your little bundles of joy. And to all you other ladies, please don't give up on your dream, because motherhood is so worth it. We're all deserving. And until next time, peace and love, and God bless.